Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. Okay, once again I'm going to say I don't know how today's episode is going to go. The reason being is I want to do a little bit of experimenting. I want to try and combine several different types of video files into today's episode, and in other words, it's going to be a combination of, let's see, how can I put this? There will be 2K video at 30 frames a second. There will be 4K video at both 15 frames a second, which will be like the surveillance camera that is a 4K, the 4K one, and then there will be the 4K 60, which is what's running right now. Then there will be some 8K 30 frames a second. And in order to have it all work so that no matter how you're trying to watch it, you can, I have to render everything at 8K 60. So it's going to be a real hodgepodge. It may or may not work. If there's no episode today, you'll know why. Or maybe it'll be late. I don't know how it's going to go. Or it could be when you try to watch it, YouTube hasn't, fully processed it into the super high definition. Now, what I want to do today, though, is get these platforms stuck on and use those little supports that are underneath there. I think it was Alex was saying that those little things that are at the top of these supports is sort of a little angled little bracket thing. It's actually a gusset. And last night I did come back to the model table just momentarily, but I didn't really do anything. And I was just wondering, where do those supports go on these things? And I did see little marks on here, and then I saw little holes in the bottom of the deck here. Well, we'll move in and we'll talk about it, because you're just too far away. You can't see all the detail. We did have a sunrise this morning. It was very plain. It was very bright. Every time I looked at it, I realized that I'm not going to be able to see the walkers because the sunlight had completely obliterated the detail. So whether they were there this morning or not, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Don't have to see them every morning. And then it could be they don't walk every morning. It could be that Tuesday is their day off. Okay, let's recompose here now and see if we can just do a little something here. Oh, for you camera buffs, what I will do in the bottom of the screen on the left-hand side, when I will superimpose what type of video is being displayed at that particular time, at the time you're watching. So just for those who are interested, that one person. Okay, now we'll continue on. Okay, it could well be that, being as that we've got, or are going to have a fair amount of motion going on in this particular shot, 30 frames a second might not be the best way to go here. But like I said earlier, I am experimenting. Now, our little platform, just get it up here so that you're going to be able to see it when I move in. I don't want to scratch the splinter wall with that screw. Just let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, that's as close as I can get without putting on the macro lens, and we will eventually, of course. And maybe checking the monitor here, I can see that if I put that light on, it might be a little sharper. Okay, now, so you can see the slot where this has to plug in. I haven't tried it yet, believe it or not. I think it's supposed to go. I think we can get it in. It might be a really good idea to take and sort of file down the leading edge of that tongue that has to go in there so that I don't have to fight with it later. Because Paul, I'm going to call him, excuse me, I'm going to call him California Paul, because we have military modeler Paul in the UK. And I think, Paul, you're in California, or is it Nevada? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll call you California Paul. Now you know who you are. Okay, he was saying that. So let me grab one of these things here. Okay, he was saying that what he did was he placed okay, first of all, you can see the two holes. There's a hole here, and there's a hole here. Okay, that's where the base of these supports is supposed to go. And then, just let me brace this with my finger here. I need something better to point with. Maybe if I use the pointy end of Mr. T's pointing device. You see there's a little place right there, and there's a little place right there. That's where the top of this thing is supposed to go. At least I think it is. Maybe when we plug it in, we'll find that the distance is wrong. And anyway, let's just sort of recompose a little bit here. I think first of all, maybe what I should do is take this part and just sort of file the leading edge of the tongue down so that I know that it's going to easily plug in there. It almost wants to go. I don't want it too loose either. I just want it to go in easily so I don't, like I say, I don't have to fight with it and accidentally break these things off after I put them in the holes. We'll do California Paul's idea, and if it doesn't work out when I do the other side, I won't do it. Time is really marching on here. Spent a lot of time at the computer messing around with all those different formats. Okay, I have made a mistake here. These supports do not go where I thought they went. Oh, and Vic, if you're watching, the microphone came. So we don't have time to do anything about it today, but we'll look at it tomorrow. Now, just let me zoom in just a little bit here. And we'll turn on some extra light. Okay, now I did file down the tongue, or sand it down. Well, actually, I did use the file. And let me be very careful here. At first, I thought maybe Paul's idea was not going to work. Now, I want to watch that I don't break those. Now that has not gone all the way in. It's I'm going to have to enlarge the hole. The tongue is too too wide, I guess you'd call it, or too thick. But you can see that the supports go, well, in other words, they do not go right here and right here like I thought they did. They actually go underneath. So yeah, let's just see if I can enlarge that hole so this thing will slip in, and it'll also recompose, because I realize your angle is too shallow to be able to see anything going on here. So, well, apparently I was wrong. This is the second or third time I was wrong today already? There they are. In this wide-angle shot, if you look closely, you can just see them coming across the bridge here. Anyway, they're walking into the sunrise. Isn't there some sort of a song that goes something about riding into the sunset? Sort of a cowboy type of song, or a western, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's kind of nice. I don't know why I get a kick out of watching these two folks out enjoying the fresh Canadian air. Yeah. Well, let's continue on here. Okay, I think we got just enough time here for this shot, and then that's going to be about it. Now, I was thinking about putting on the macro lens, but everything here is probably, you might say, a little bit too big. And possibly it'd be a good idea to just take these down so I don't break them off. And I'm going to see if I can just use the back of the blade here to just sort of scrape out that slot. I think maybe I got paint in there. Maybe that's what's happening. Okay, let's just give it a try here now. Ooh, Ron, careful. I'll bet you that made everybody jump. Well, it almost goes. I think that if I was to moisten the hole with extra thin, the thing is I don't want it to go running down the side of the bulkhead. That's the okay, now and then I've got to get these things back in the right angle. And I remember Alex was saying that the little brackets here, it's kind of hard to see them, but they're those gussets, they have to run fore and aft. No, they're so small, and they're going to be underneath the platform anyway, because when the platform goes on, I don't think we're going to even see those little gussets. I'm just going to have to maybe recompose here a bit. Now, this is one of those shots that it is really difficult to try and get everything in focus all at the same time. Now, Alex, I hope you can see that I've got the gussets running fore and aft, and I'm going to probably end up getting my fingers in your way here. But we don't want to have it go running down the side of the superstructure. I wonder if maybe I'm just going to moisten the tongue. I'll do that off camera. Now, sadly here, I did get some on the paint. And be careful now not to break those supports off. Just go. Okay. Now, we'll just let that dry. Yeah, it's too bad that I got it on the paint there. Oh, you know what? I was going to put the ammunition boxes in, and I forgot. Always something, always something. Well, that's what makes this hobby fun, right? Okay, let's just leave that for a minute there. Just want to make sure that it's in. I think it's about as in as it's going to get. Well, here's what's happened. Only good things, maybe. Alex, you're probably going to be a little bit upset with me because when I turned the supports so that flashing, remember when I nipped off the sprue yesterday? I turned it so that it's to the back so that you can't see it. Now your gussets are wrong. I think what I'm going to do with this thing is I'm going to carefully turn everything upside down, and so that when I put the glue on, I'll probably use the extra thin quick setting, because these things are so small I don't want to risk the extra thin dissolving them. I'll have to show you in tomorrow's episode. I have to recompose here and figure out how am I going to get this upside down and being able to video it, because that's part of the challenge, it's part of the fun. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.